Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.
Greetings, aquanauts and gill gazers. Hold on to your BCD because it's time for another splashing episode of Talk to the Fish. I'm Jack, your clownfish host, and contrary to my species, I promise to keep the jokes somewhat funny. Our mission? Making you divers less awkward in our neighborhood, because watching you stumble around with those tanks reminds me of a turtle who's had too much fermented sea lettuce. Today, our guest is the only instructor I know who can demonstrate 3 skills simultaneously. Please welcome Regis.
Thanks, Jack. Though I must point out, I can actually demonstrate 8 skills simultaneously.
Nice. Regis, we've got a message from the viewer, Squid Pro Quo, asking, what constitutes the ultimate pre-dive breakfast? Apparently some divers think a coffee and prayer is sufficient, though I suppose praying is appropriate considering how some of you swim.
Today's question is worth wrapping all 8 arms around.
Before we float our favorite breakfast combos, let's anchor down the fundamentals of pre-dive nutrition. Diving is a serious physical activity, and your body needs to fuel up, or risking to be as beat as a tuna in a race.
Divers, think of your pre-dive breakfast as preparing your gear. You wouldn't jump in with a half-empty tank, so why dive with a half-baked nutrition plan?
Yeah, that's my kind of plan. Lemon pie, anyone?
First off, munching your breakfast at least 1 hour before your giant stride to provide your body a perfect window for digestion.
And rushing your digestion might force you to surface earlier. Which reminds me of that one time a dolphin challenged me to a pre-dive chili contest. Ouch!
Complex carbs like oats are your aquatic superpower. This steady energy is like a nicely charged dive computer. Plus, they reduce the risk of nitrogen narcosis. You can't say the same about those sneaky simple sugars.
Ah, my lemon pie.
And eat some easy proteins. Eggs, Greek yogurt, they act like your personal ocean thermostat, keeping you cozy in cooler waters.
And those greasy foods we all love? My bacon, fried eggs, my hash brown?
Save them for your post-dive celebration.
Oh man.
Sorry? It boosts the risk of decompression sickness and might have your reflux swimming with the fishes.
Now on the topic of fluids, and being a fish I'm an expert in, staying hydrated isn't just a suggestion. It's as crucial as remembering to turn your air on.
You're right, Jack. Dehydration ups the decompression drama too, while the air in your tank is drier than a fish telling that joke.
Hey, I resemble that remark, but seriously man about caffeine, don't touch my morning triple shot espresso.
But it might make you more jittery than a jellyfish in a current, and it may interfere with nitrogen absorption.
I don't give a shit. My coffee, period.
Well, everyone is responsible for themselves. Which brings us to our final point about dairy products. Because nobody wants to discover at 20 meters they are slow to digest the mac and cheese.
Once I've crossed a diver who had black bean tacos for breakfast, the fish around were shocked. Okay, Regis, time to give some ideas to make me forget my beacon blues. Let's be clear. Today we talk about breakfast optimized for diving, not necessarily the most lip-smacking ones. So first, what's your go-to breakfast before plunging into the deep blue?
Well, you can't go wrong with oatmeal. Slow-burning fuel, smoother than a manta's glide. Top it with a banana for potassium punch and a hard-boiled egg for protein power.
Sounds as packed as a coral reef during rush hour. Any liquid lifelines?
Green tea keeps you sharp without the coffee jitters.
You make breakfast sound more scientific than my dive computer. Listen, you know how athletic a fish I am. What could power my fins more than your basic breakfast?
Oh, look who's swimming with the big fish now. Try sweet potato hash, very healthy carbs. Add turkey sausage and some berries.
Getting fancy with the food. But berries, seems too light for a heavyweight champ.
Those tiny fruits pack the punch of a mantis shrimp. Wash it down with mineral water. It's basically your morning ocean in a glass.
Now you're speaking my sea language. What about us? Fish in a rush because we hit the snooze button more times than a narcoleptic after a sleepover.
Splash some almond butter on a whole grain English muffin. Add half a banana for good measure.
Half a banana? That's as incomplete as my open water certification.
Better half a banana in your bellies and a roll breakfast making waves underwater. And don't forget your electrolyte water. It's your lifeline.
Now what's the perfect fuel for those ungodly dawn dives when fish shouldn't even be awake?
Overnight oats, my sleepy friend. They work harder while you're still dreaming of coral gardens. Toss in berries and chia seeds.
Chia seeds? We're talking chic now. Am I a fish in a tux?
They're tiny powerhouses. Just add a hard-boiled egg and herbal tea. This combo works better than a cleaner shrimp on coffee.
We've dished out many fit eats for the divers today. A last word, O wise master of the murky waters.
Remember, if you want to crave that peak vibe, eat until you're about 70% full. The changes of pressure underwater can turn a full belly into a nautical nuisance.
Well, folks, time to dive out. Hope we make meal planning as clear as visibility in the Maldives. Next week, dating in the deep, finding love below 30 meters. Featuring special guest a barracuda, who's been single longer than a moray eel's dental plan. We'll explore why speed dating at safety stops is not recommended. Until then, keep making bubbles. And remember, if your breakfast makes you sink faster than a lead, you've probably had one too many burritos. This is Jack, signing off from the Great Breakfast Reef.
Forget all the troubles and blues. Dive into the blue. Oh yes, talk to the fish.